Hello and welcome back to Full Count, where I've been ranking the teams from 30 to 1. And if you clicked on this video, you know that I will be talking about the Baltimore Orioles today, and I have them ranked number 12 in my rankings. Probably the biggest jump from a team last year that won, 70 something games. They had a really good offseason, probably the best in the sport in terms of how much they improved. So we'll get into this lineup. It's interesting. And then the rotation is also very interesting. And then we'll get into the over under. So, yeah, let's kind of just dive right into this. They had a bad year last year, but obviously some new faces here. So, let's start. In the one hole, you got shortstop Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar really struggled against lefties last season. He definitely had a down year in general, but that doesn't mean that he had a bad year. He's just a guy with high expectations. I'm really high on him going into the 2026 season. He has really played 3 years, and he has 86 homers with a 831 OPS, and he plays the premier position in shortstop. So, 86 homers in 3 years, pretty awesome at shortstop. He had a slow start last season, but overall, the first half was better than the second half. Um, the entire team really struggled last season, so I don't read too much into the down year. That being said, it wasn't much of a down year. He had 274 with a 349 on base and a 438 slug for an OPS of 787. He had 17 homers and 34 doubles. He was still awesome. He just wasn't finished in MVP fourth gunner from the year prior. He's going to be fine. He's going to go off this year. I really think so. Love Gunner. He's a dog. Then in the two hole, left fielder Taylor Ward. It was a big time power surge from Taylor Ward last year. I hyped him up a ton going into last year, so I'm really proud about that one. I think Taylor Ward is one of the most underrated ball players in all the sport. He's consistently an above average hitter. Last year was a very low on base year for him, and it kind of seems to be declining every year, which is interesting. But I'm here to talk about the 36 homers and 31 doubles that he hit. I mean, what a year for Taylor Ward on a terrible Angels team. He had a 792 OPS. He didn't chase pitches. He took his walks. Now, the batting average was way down, but he squared the ball up a ton, hence the 36 homers and 31 doubles. He's pretty average in the field, but left field is a good place for him. I like Taylor Ward a lot. I definitely expect regression in the power department in 2026, and I expect improvement in the contact department of his game. But we'll see. I love the trade for the Orioles, getting rid of Grayson Rodriguez and bringing in a guy like Taylor Ward, who's kind of just done it every year of his career. So I really like it. Really fun. And obviously, here we go. The polar bear. Orioles fans got to be excited about it. He is in the 3-hole playing first base. It's another guy that I love. They did a great job this offseason. They landed a premier slugger in our league in the polar bear. This is a guy who has played 6 full years in the MLB, and he's hit 264 homers. Just insane stuff. He's hit 53, 37, 40, 46, 34, and 38 homers. He's a 5-time All-Star. He's received MVP votes 4 times already. He had 126 RBIs last season. He's always going to get his RBIs. He was tied first in doubles last season, which is also just crazy. He had 41 of them last season. He just hits and hits and hits. He's pretty awful at first, but I'm not concerned about that at all. I believe he's getting better there. I remember watching a game on ESPN where they were talking to him about his defense and how it's improved. Whatever. Still didn't grade out well there, but I think he's getting better. Last year he had 272, so you don't take Pete as an average guy. But in today's game, 272 is a pretty high batting average. 347 on base and a 524 slug for an OPS of 871. Anyone would love to have this guy on their team. He's an animal. He's Pete. He's a dog. Now in the 4-hole, catcher, Adley Rutschman. Adley had a bad year last year at the plate, but he did actually have a really elite contact tool. He was 94th percentile in whiff percentage. He improved the chase problem that he had in 2024, but still really struggled. He hit 220 with a 307 on base and a 366 slug for an OPS of 673. He hit 9 homers and 16 doubles. He has received MVP votes twice, so obviously that's not the same player that he's been in the past. I honestly think it was just a fluke season, though. At the worst case, he's still a good defender behind the plate, which has value in of itself. But if he can hit again this season, it'd be huge. He has an above average pop time. He's a well above average framer. And he's an above average and block above average, whatever. So I love Adley, and I think he'll bounce back this season. I am seeing things about swing change, so it'll be interesting to see what Adley does with that. I did read that somewhere, so we'll see what happens with Adley on that. But yeah, excited to see what he can do if he can get back to the player that he was. Then in the 5 hole, you got right fielder Tyler O'Neill. Now, this is another guy I'm excited to see a full season of because we didn't get to see that last year. He only played 54 games. Now, I don't think he's ever going to be the player that he was in 2021 again when he finished 8th in MVP voting, but I still think he's going to rake. You're going to have to put up with the strikeouts and the whiffs and the bad defense nowadays. He won 2 Gold Gloves back in 2020 and 2021, but I don't think he's that player again. He does have a very good arm, though. That's definitely something you can count on out there. But anyways, in 2024, just last full season we saw, he had 31 homers in just 113 games. So, look, I fully expect him to hit homers this year. He hit 9 of them last year in 54 games. It's going to be fun that he's somewhat low in the order, too. Just some big pop added to this order. I really love it. I said low in the order, but he's in the 5 hole, so he's not low in the order. But you get what I'm saying. He's not if you rank the hitters on this team, he's not probably your top guy that you're going to scout. So, anyways, in the 6 hole, DH Samuel Basallo. Now, this guy really excites me. He should be playing some catcher this year as well, but it's all about the bat. He hit 20. He's only 21 years old. He's the eighth ranked prospect in all of baseball, and obviously first in the Orioles organization. I think everyone's really excited to see what he can do. This guy's going to hit some moonshots this year. He hit 27 of them between AAA and the majors last year. He's absolutely going to slug. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this kid enough. He's going to be a very valuable catcher in this league. I believe he has a good pop time as well, which is always fun. So, yeah, he's a dog. I'm really excited about Samuel Basallo. So that should be fun for the Orioles. Then in the 7th spot, you got third baseman Kobe Mayo. He's another young guy that finally got some run of big league ball last season. He played in 85 games, and I kind of like the production he had. He hit 11 homers and 12 doubles, so you play a full season, that looks like 20 and 20, which is solid for your 7th spot. He also did that while struggling a lot. Like, he only hit 217 with a 299 on base. He really struggled, but still kind of produced. I expect a much better year this season. I still think Kobe Mayo is going to be a really good big leaguer. In terms of the defense, I don't believe it's anything special at all. I just like the bat, even though he didn't show it last season. Now, look, if Jordan Westburg's healthy, Kobe Mayo would not be playing third base. So there's kind of take everything with a grain of salt there because Jordan Westburg's the guy when it comes down to it. Now in the 8th spot, we got center fielder Colton Cowser. This guy definitely had the sophomore slump last season. He finished second in Rookie of the Year in 2024, and last season everything dropped. Now, that being said, he didn't play a lot of games, so I think the counting stats could have been very similar to his rookie season if he had played. Slash line wasn't pretty, though. He hit 196 with a 269 on base, yuck, and a 385 slug. Like, obviously, that's awful. He had an OPS of 655. He still hit 16 homers. I think he's going to hit a minimum of 20 this year, and the numbers will go way up. 2024 was awesome, so I really just think last season was a case of the sophomore slump, a small sample size, and just a team that was heavily underperforming, and that led to everyone, and definitely hurt Colton as well. So, I don't know. I think he's a really good player. I think he's going to be just fine. Colton Cowser, great guy to have in your 8 hole. Now in the 9, second baseman Blaze Alexander. This guy is only here because of Jackson Holliday's injury. This guy's not very good. He's a solid defender and a good runner, but that's all he really brings to the table. The bat isn't very existent. Jackson Holliday will be back very soon, and he'll make this lineup a lot better. Speaking of Jackson Holliday, let's talk injuries. Jackson Holliday is going to have a monster season when he returns from injury, which is hopefully in April. He struggled last year, but he still wasn't too bad. He hit 17 homers and 21 doubles. I believe the batting average was around 260. So, yeah, really excited to see what he can do this year. And then Jordan Westburg, he really has no timeline, but I know that he's out till the end of April. Jordan Westburg's obviously going to be a great addition as well. So this lineup does look stacked. In terms of the bench, you have Ryan Mountcastle on your bench. Pretty incredible. Dylan Beavers, Jeremiah Jackson, and Leody Taveras. I thought Dylan Beavers would get some more tick. I thought he might be in the starting lineup, but then again, I don't really know where you put him. So, like who you put him over. So, yeah, really, I mean, when they get Jackson Holliday back and Jordan Westburg, this lineup just looks disgusting. You move Kobe Mayo to the bench and Blaze Alexander on the bench as well with Ryan Mountcastle. So just really, really deep when it comes to batting and just the whole order of this team. So really like the lineup, really like all the bats. That's the highlight here on the Orioles, though. Because the pitching, I believe, is not as good. But we'll get into that and we'll find out. In the one spot, their ace this year, looks like it will be Trevor Rogers. And what an insane season that Trevor Rogers had last season. My God. If you're not aware, this man had a 1.81 ERA in 109 innings. He ended up finishing ninth in Cy Young voting. He was just nasty last year. 97th percentile in overall pitching value last year. He was just awesome. I definitely think there was a ton of luck in those numbers, though. I expect a big decline this season. I think mid-threes on the ERA, which is still good. I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher, but he's definitely not a 1.81 ERA pitcher. He's not. And I'm not hating here. I still like him. I think it's very obvious that he won't be anywhere near the production that he put up last season. Look, I hope I'm proven wrong, though. That would be really fun if he's just legit, but I think he pitched into a lot of luck last year, and the numbers would tell you the same thing as I am. Then in the two spot, Kyle Bradish. I do actually love Kyle Bradish. He just hasn't pitched a whole lot. He's thrown just 71 innings in the last 2 years, but he's had an under 3 ERA both years, so disgusting. Last time he threw a full season worth of innings, he was awesome. He finished fourth in Cy Young voting like he was elite. He threw 168 innings with an ERA of 2.83. I just really hope he stays healthy this season because up to this point he's been so elite when he pitches. We gotta see what happens though. He's gotta stay healthy. But he would be my one spot if I made the rotation. So Kyle Bradish, dog. Then in a three spot, Chris Bassett. My roommate loves some Chris Bassett. He just produces every season. He's gotten Cy Young votes 3 separate times. Like, he's a dog. And he's done it in this league before. He kind of has a funky delivery, too, which is fun. Last season, he threw 170 innings with a 3.96 ERA. People didn't hit the ball too hard off of him. He's a career 3.64 ERA guy. And he'll be in his 12th season in MLB. So he's had an awesome career. I love Chris Bassett. You can count on him just being solid for the O's this season. And yeah, there's not much on him because he's kind of boring, but he's boring in a good way. It's a compliment. So I like Chris Bassett. Now in the 4 spot, Shane Baz. This is a guy who can really make this rotation look awesome if he figures it out. Last season was not pretty for Shane Baz. I think there's a lot more in there, though. He's going to put up a really good season one of these years. He averages 97 on the heater as a starter. Those guys usually figure it out. Last season, he threw 166 innings with a 4.87 ERA. He wasn't great. He definitely walked too many guys, and he gave up a lot of barrels. But I like Shane. I think he's going to be good this year for some reason. I just have a feeling. Kind of a new place, playing for a team that actually has some fans. So I like him. And they are doing a 6-man rotation, so I got 2 more guys. But Zach Eflin looks like he'll be in the 5. He doesn't walk anybody. He does get a lot of chase as well. He was also 86th percentile in off-speed run value last year. He's honestly had a decent career, but he's never been all that good. He's kind of always hovered around average, and last year he was below average. I don't really love this 5 spot for the O's. I do love that he doesn't walk anybody, though. He was 98th percentile in walk percentage last season, which is just elite. Last season was a 5.93 ERA, though, which just is not fun. I do think he'll be a lot better than last season, but yeah, we just got to see on Zach Eflin. Don't know. And then the 6th spot, you got Dean Kremer. Dean is interesting. I'm not big on him, but he does do some things well. Last season, he threw 171 innings with a 4.19 ERA. He's just a little below league average as a starting pitcher. Last year was 85th percentile in hard hit percentage, 76th in walk percentage, 79th in average exit velo against, and 72nd in chase percentage. So he limited hard hits, didn't walk guys, and got people to chase. All great traits for a pitcher to have. The numbers just didn't turn out amazing, but it wasn't awful either. I think my only hate for Dean Kremer comes from his man bun, but he's not that bad of a pitcher. And as for the bullpen, they grabbed Ryan Helsley, which is really fun. They got Yenier Cano, who I really like. Injuries to Felix Bautista and Andrew Kittredge, who are both big pieces of that bullpen for sure. So don't know when they come back. Probably should have looked that up. But anyways, they will be big additions. So look, the over-under sits at 85.5, and I have to go over. Just there's nothing you don't like about this lineup, and there's nobody you hate on the pitching staff. Look, they don't have a dominant guy. Kyle Bradish can be dominant, but we don't know with the injuries. That I really like the over. It's a division that's going to be hard to win ball games in. The Yankees are very good. The Red Sox are very good. And the Rays are, not bad. So I don't know. It's pretty fun. And then the Blue Jays obviously made the World Series last year. So got to mention them. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about this, but 85.5, my gut says over, so I'm staying with the over. I think they got a really good ball team, really good ball club. You add Pete Alonso, that guy can win. Samuel Basallo, I really think is going to have a big year. Tyler O'Neill is going to hit homers. Adley, I fully expect a backup or a bounce back. Jesus, I can't speak. Taylor Ward always does it. Gunnar Henderson is one of the best shortstops in baseball. Jackson Holliday is still one of the most intriguing young prospects in the game, even though he's not technically a prospect anymore. Colton Cowser is a dog. Jordan Westbrook's a dog. They have dudes all over this team. And if I think Shane Baz is going to have the year, if he does have the year that I think he's going to have, then yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer then at that point for the over on 85.5. Do I think they are going to win the division? No. No, I don't. No, I don't, because I think the Yankees are disgusting. But do I think they can make the playoffs? Yes. Might be tough to make the playoffs in the AL, though. A lot of good teams. Always a lot of good teams in baseball. It's just how it is. 85.5. I'm going to say they win right around 88. So, yeah, really like the Orioles for this season after last year's really nightmare type of season. So, I'm going over on this one. And yeah, that's where I feel about them. Stay tuned to see who I have ranked at number 11. And thank you guys for watching. Go O's, baby. Peace.